Just like to offer a big shout out to Touchdown Digital, the sponsor of this week's video.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I've actually come out to this beautiful rainforest here in the Blue Mountains at a place called Mount Irvine, and it's called the Cathedral of Ferns. Now, I have not been here for about 8 years, and a bit's changed. There is a lot more growth here. Some superb rainforest composition here, and we've got the fog starting to move in. It's high up at the moment, but it will settle round about in the next hour or so. This part of the Blue Mountains gets the most rainfall. I'm actually on the far eastern side of the Blue Mountains. Had to drive here. It took me about 40 minutes to drive here actually. Fells Liner Road. This is called the Cathedral of Ferns. Absolutely fantastic. Compositional elements here are just mind-blowing, and the colours and everything like this. I've just taken a couple of shots which I will put up at the end of this video like I'll always do. But in the meantime I'll get set up and I'll run through with you some of my compositions and some hints and tips when it comes to photographing in rainforests, especially if you're new to rainforest photography, because there's a couple of things here that I'd like to talk to you about which I think you'll find very interesting. So having said that, we'll get started and I'll get back to you very shortly. Okay, for the first exposure, I've got this palm here, as you can see, up there. I've got all the ferns on the bottom, but this is why it's good to photograph a rainforest when it's foggy, and this is a very foggy area of the Blue Mountains. In actual fact, this area gets more rainfall than any part of the Blue Mountains, this is why this place is so green. Now, I'm going to do this in landscape orientation, then I'm going to turn the camera around and do it in portrait orientation, because I want this palm tree here to be the focal point of the image. So basically, I'm at f9 and I'm one stop overexposing to the right. That way I can control the sky, which is, well, overcast, fog. At this stage I haven't got a circular polarizer on. I will put that on very, very shortly, just to bring out the greens, take out a bit of reflection off the wet or the water off the ferns. So first free tip, when you're in an area like this, always have a lens cloth to clean droplets off the lens. The Canon cameras I use are built like tanks, so I'm not really worried about water dropping off the trees on the camera or the lens. But this is just fantastic, and there's about 100% fog here now, up high, and around about an hour's time it'll drop down to about 70%. So the compositional element here is fantastic, and as I always say, when you come to a location, doesn't matter what you're doing or where you're photographing, always have a good look around first, because there's so many compositions around here that if you were to turn up here and not do that, well, you're doing yourself an injustice, because you want to have a good look around and start taking a few shots from what you've memorized here. So I'll take this shot and see if I can find a few more. Well, hello everybody. I've just had to retreat back to the car. It actually bucketed down when I was in the actual forest itself, and the car wasn't too far away. I got a bit drenched actually. So I'm just sitting in the car now waiting for it to ease up. It is easing now, so hopefully I can get back out there, because this is, as I said earlier, this is a magnificent rainforest to photograph. The trails through it are very, very good, easy to find. I mean, if you get lost here, you'd want to give photography away or give hiking away and do something else. But yeah, the rain is starting to ease now, but 10 minutes ago it came down pretty darn heavy. There's a big downpour. Still a lot of fog high up in the tree canopy, which is really, really nice. I've taken probably 2 or 3 fairly good images so far, so hopefully I can finish this vlog off. If I can't, I will have to come back another day to photograph this, but especially when the right weather is happening here. You don't want bright sunshine with any type of rainforest photography. You just don't get that wow factor. You just don't get that punch. So what I'll do, I'll just probably wait another half an hour, see if it eases off. It is, as I said, it is easing off. I might be able to get back out there without being drenched. So yeah, just let's see how we go, and if I'm able to, I'll get back to you very shortly. Well, I managed to get back out of the car. It's still like drizzling. As you can see here, I've had to put a rain cover over the camera. I'll just show you what I use, and that enables me to keep shooting in conditions like this. The scene that I'm photographing here is just, they're so chaotic but beautiful in nature, and I'll just spin the camera and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. This is going to be for a fantastic shot. We've got the fog rolling in with this magnificent vines and trees. It's Jurassic Park stuff, this. Absolutely beautiful. I love this here, and I'll definitely be coming back here again, especially in these conditions. But I'll turn this camera around and I'll show you exactly what I'm photographing in this particular shot. As you can see, straight through there, up to that tree, you see all the fog there. It's starting to come through. This will be at around about 20 millimeters. Come back this way, you can see where I am. Okay, through there, and just absolutely fantastic location. And that'll make for a very, very nice shot. And I have got the camera in portrait orientation. So I'll quickly take that one and we'll move on. Well, the weather's it's beaten me, so I'm just going to make my way out of this rainforest here. But I've got to say, just absolutely fantastic. I really couldn't get the video the way I wanted, but I will post all this up as you're probably watching it. So, but it's starting to rain a bit heavier now. So, what I'll do, I'll make my way back to the car and have a chat to you then. But what a great location! This is Cathedral of the Ferns, and it's just an unbelievable place to photograph. Anyone that says that you can't get good images here, they want to take something else up. But overall, when you endeavour to take, just jump over this log here, if you endeavour to take rainforest photographs or images and you're new to it, the first thing you'll notice is how chaotic it is, how much there's stuff everywhere. There's ferns and rocks and moss covered trees, and then you've got the fog to deal with, then you've got the rain to deal with. But that's the fun of it. And as I said, as I suggest to you, that if you do start to tackle rainforest photography, you need to really look around and focus on the key elements. It's the key elements that are the most important. So, just duck under this tree. It's the key elements of rainforest photography, and don't forget, or don't be afraid to shoot wide. I was shooting at 16 to 20 mil here today. Got a few good shots, but other than that, it's an experience. But remember, if you come out to do rainforest photography, make sure you bring a rain cover for your camera bag and camera. Look at the composition and really study that composition, because with the rainforest photography, as I said, there's so much going on, and it's quite easy to get bamboozled. So I'll leave you here now, just making my way back to the car. It's raining a bit heavier now. Yeah, so that's it for probably the first episode of the Cathedral of Ferns here. I will come back and do a part 2 and part 3 of this. But as you can see behind me, see how foggy it is. Unbelievable place. It's Jurassic Park. So until next time, my name's Glenn Samuel. You've been watching Sniper Photography. Appreciate you joining me today here at the Cathedral of Ferns in the Blue Mountains of New South Wales. And as I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, you keep shooting. Keep smiling. Bye for now.